ahead and get my thread color changed out over here on the cover stitch. Hey Nova. Hey Nicole. How is everybody? Hey Nikki. Hey Muriel, Linda. Welcome, welcome. I just realized I didn't put this on again. We'll see if I can plug it in without shaking everything around. There we go. Hey, hey, hey. Fantabulous Sunday. What's everybody doing? Is it a huge difference? Oh, well, and I was far away from the phone too, so that's probably part of it. Muriel just woke up. Ooh. Yeah, sorry, Nikki. Well, I wasn't completely paying attention earlier. Well, when I first scheduled it, I think it was yesterday, I realized like I scheduled it because I scheduled it for this afternoon. And I realized that I scheduled it while Lauren and Brittany would be live. Ooh, night shift. Well, I'm glad you're off. So then I changed it, and then life got in the way. So. One day I'll remember to like schedule it like on Monday for Sunday. The problem is I didn't decide until yesterday. Well, no, I guess that's not true either because I was cutting my pattern the other night live, and I was like, we're going to make a dress. Emily is in the floor with her tablet and her headphones, and she is rolling my zipper tape and putting rubber bands around it. And she thinks it's the coolest thing in the world. Hey, Beth. Welcome, welcome. I have not added it yet. I need to paint the wall first because whatever I add will be like, I want to paint it white because whatever I add to the wall will be white. Beth says she has lots of questions tonight. And it's kind of funny because I ended up with another nighttime, and I told Cat Dad the other day, I was like, I don't think I'm going to do any more evening nighttime ones like pre-planned where you know, like I have to work the next day and the kids have school, because I'm like, that was a lot. How do you finish your scenes on the serger? Fantastic question. So I have one of these, and I got mine in a 2-pack from a quilt store, but they have them on Amazon. This is what it is. But you could use you could easily use a large, like, regular needle. And then when I get ready to finish a tail, I will show you. Hi, Rory. Welcome. Okay, we got a good group going. I got my thread switched out. I'll show you what we're making. I did put the pattern in the description already. So this is the Sweetheart dress. It's from Patterns for Pirates. And there are 3 options for the dress. In this picture, she did like a color block top where you have like the heart right here with like a lace option on top and the sleeves. And then she did like an overlay on the skirt. And then you can do like no overlay or the overlay, and you can do like the sheer lacy type, or you can just do like 2 different fabrics. But then there is the third option, which is just a solid bodice and then skirt, which is what I'm doing. And I'm using this super adorable Lips and Hearts. And it's a double brush poly from Amanda's Bundles. So I have 2 sleeves cut on the fold. I have my neckband, and I have my front bodice on the fold, as well as my back bodice on the fold. And you can tell the front from the back because this is the neck on the back, and this is the neck on the front. So it's lower, more a scoop. And then the last piece that I have is the skirt, and it's a circle skirt, so it's cut on a double fold. So I'm gonna take this small piece of, I started to do a cutting video for this, but again, I ran out of time. So if you have your fabric and you fold it in half, like this, and let's say that this is the width of your fabric. Like if you open it up, this is the width of your fabric, and you fold it in half. Now you have half of the width of your fabric, and then this is your yardage. You're going to take and fold it over like that. So now you have a fold across here and a fold down the side. And then your pattern piece lays here and here, and then you swoop it this way, and then you cut out this little part right here. And then when you open it up, you have this giant circle. And then this circle is the waist. Thumbnail. That's funny. And the thing that I like about using double brushed polyester is you don't have to hem it, because hemming a circle is not fun. Okay, you were talking about elastic that you used in waistbands. What was that? So, Beth, I have used 2 different types of elastic. If you're talking about like the waistband of like these pants I have on, it's just waistband elastic. The one that Brittany and I both like is from Dritz, and you can get it on Amazon. And I will grab it out of the basket in a minute, or I can get Em to get it when she gets up. The other thing that we're going to need for this specific pattern, and that is because the skirt can be heavy. It's a lot of fabric. And when you attach it at the waist, it will pull on the bodice. So the other thing that I'm going to be using is this clear elastic. And I got probably this at Joann. And Joann has the Dritz elastic. They just, I think, only have black and white right now. And I looked at my store the other day when I went, and they were out. So I don't know if they're going to be getting any more in. Hey, Beth. Hey, Brittany. Emily has asked me at least 3 times if she can call Thea. And I told her Thea had company. And then when she asked me again and I told her Thea still had company, she was like, she still has company? Squishvillow's parlor bean. Emily made Fifi. Hey, will you look in that basket over there? Hey, right here on the front of my table. There's the one that has all the elastic in it.
This one?
Nope, not that one. Try the one next to it.
This one?
Nope, that's not it either. Try the one next to that.
This one doesn't have any elastic in it.
Yep, that one.
What elastic?
This right here.
Okay.
Here you go, Beth. Soft waistband elastic. Oh, yes. Chloe went home to her dad. So she is not here. But she's feeling some better. Yes, go for it. Emily has something to show y'all. You got to get closer so it'll focus on it. There you go. Good job.
I'm begging my mom to take me to Joann to get more of these. You can make them in one day. It takes 1 day to make them.
Yeah. Rhea says, hi, Em.
Hi. What is her name again?
Rhea.
Hi, Rhea.
There you go. Good job. I went in my Joanne that's by the house to see if by chance they had any Decaville light, and they did not. And I got M it was a Diamond Dot kit, and
Ditsy Dot.
Oh, Ditsy Dot. I'm so sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
That's what Mama was.
Okay.
Joke.
So I got M that kit that made Mercat, and then I got her a
kitty cat. It's a kitty cat, half mermaid.
Is that not a Mercat?
It is, but it's not shaped like Mercat.
Well, yeah.
Because Mercat has an oval head.
But I got her that, and I got her a. They usually have all kind of like holiday crafts on like the middle aisle. And they had all their Valentine's stuff, and it was like 90% off. So I got her a kit to make a Valentine's wreath, which she did, and it's super cute. I have it hanging in the living room. And then I got Chloe a puzzle.
Wait, I'm going to show.
And
Brittany something on the camera.
Everything that I got was on sale, and then I had I guess Chloe's something wasn't on sale, but I had a 60% off coupon, which then made everything I had on sale, because that was the only thing I got was those 3 things. It will open, but Mommy will probably have to open it for you. Okay. Yeah, I went ahead and ordered from Wawac because I've been to 2 Joann's and neither one of them had any in the store. And I believe it was Wendy was saying that she ordered some online and they just basically held her money hostage and didn't ship it or refund her or anything. So what? No. You're going to have to go in the house and get your shower in a minute anyway. Okay. All I did was take my front bodice and my back bodice and put them right sides together, and then I clipped them at the shoulder seams. And I'm going to sew that together. Beth, did I answer all 3 questions? Oh, plush. Have I ever sewn with plush? Yes and no. I will send you a picture of the pants I made from a plushy Valentine's blanket I got at Walmart. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. Because it's kind of like sewing with Minky. When you cut it, it goes. But I do have, and I don't know where I got it, but I have some stretch plush up here in my cube, and I want to use it to make something. So I may use it next week. Maybe. Oh, okay. So when you are sewing stretch fabrics, if you use a straight stitch machine, when you put the fabrics on, like up here at the neckband, and you pull it, the stitches are tight and they will pop. And then you'll have like a hole in your seam or whatever. So when you use a serger or an overlock, or even on your regular domestic, if you use like the zigzag or the lightning bolt, it allows the stitches to stretch with the fabric so that they don't pop open. Oh, that's a good tip, Nova. I had never thought about that. So there are a few applications where you could use a straight stitch, but more than likely it's going to be few and far between, and it's not going to be any part of the major construction, because if it's anywhere the fabric is going to stretch at all, either when you're putting the garment on or wearing it, then you would risk popping your stitches. Yes, Nicole, very much so. I also find that Emily is wearing her headphones and can't hear what's going on, and she's extra loud. And then it makes me wonder how much of that translates into my videos. Okay, so now we have another hole. Hey, Nikki. So this side is my front. I'm going to attach my sleeves, and then we'll start at the cuff and go all the way down the side, just in one swoop and be done, and then we'll be able to attach our skirt. So when I was cutting out my pattern, this pattern doesn't have cuffs. I mean, I guess you could put cuffs on it if you wanted to, but it wouldn't necessarily look exactly right, I don't think. It depends on the look you're going for. If you were going for something more sporty, then it would probably be fine. The other thing is that when you these sleeves are on the fold, because the sleeve is the same front and back, as opposed to this sleeve where it's a raglan. So they have this little triangle point, which will get clipped off when I serge that edge, but that's your center. And it just allows you to match it up evenly when you're attaching the sleeve. Here for the entertainment, Nikki. Oh yeah, I got my nails done. Actually, I did not go Friday night. I went yesterday at lunch, but they're two different color pinks and a red. So I'm just clipping the, oh, I guess I could have moved this down a little bit. There we go. I tend to put stuff in my lap, and I know that's, hey, Linda. It makes it hard for y'all to see if I'm putting stuff in my lap. But I don't always have enough space right here to work with, and then it's not the same as sitting at the industrial and having all that table. It'll be a little bit better when I finally get Cat Dad to drill the hole in my desk. So the cord will be like going under instead of like going across. I put it off for a really long time because I wanted to make sure that it was where I wanted it, because I didn't want to have a bunch of holes drilled in it. So I want to make sure it was right. And I've been really enjoying this setup. So I think it will probably stay this way. So I'm thinking I can get away with just one hole, but not 100% on that yet. So we'll see. I may have to have two. Marlena wants in. She's outside hollering at the door. It's so nice here today. I had the door open for the longest time. Well, until it started getting dark. And then bugs are attracted to my exceptionally bright lights. So we had to call it quits on that. My weather alert went off earlier, and it said that we can expect to have some exceptionally warm weather the next week. So now that I have my sleeve all clipped on, I'm just going to sew it on, and then I'll repeat for the other side. Oof. I can't imagine anything colder than like below freezing. Like, I mean, we've had a few times last year where it got below freezing, but it was not. It was like for a day. And it wasn't even like the whole day. It was just like at night. Stink bugs can be bad around here too. It's just funny because I haven't seen any at all. No, well, -40 would be below 40 below zero, which is freezing. So it would not be -40F. It would be freezing for us is 32. So it would have to be 40 below 32, which would be like -10F, I think. Yeah, Nicole, I bet you don't have any bugs right now. Sorry. I know y'all can hear that, and it's right in the mic. I've been vitaming it. That doesn't even sound right. Taking lots of vitamins this weekend. Chloe had the flu. Has, I don't know. Okay, so we got one sleeve on. So I'm going to come over to the other side and attach the other one. Yeah, they probably moved into where it was warm, Nikki. That's probably why you're seeing them, because it got too cold wherever they were. We have that problem in the fall with the field mice, but they don't ever make it to the house. So too many felines around. But you can see them running in the field. The problem we have, which right now we don't have a problem with anything because it's at that temperature where, of course, if it stays warm this week, we may have some bugs, but it's been cold enough that we haven't had anything, but not cold enough to make anything come inside. Yeah, I'm not a fan of stink bugs either. Hey, M. That's enough. No more. Thank you. She has the bag of cherry slices in her lap. And if I don't tell her to stop, she'll just keep eating them. Oh my gosh, Nikki, we watched. Oh wow, Nicole, I didn't know that. We're all learning things. That's so funny that you say that, because Chloe was here over the weekend, and she was telling me that they're coming out with a new Twilight movie in November, and she was telling me about this, and she was like, and we have to go see it. And I'm like, well, I guess I better watch them. And she's like, we can watch them this weekend. So we watched the first one, and we started the second one, but we didn't finish it. It was interesting because Beth had said something about this is the skin of a killer, and I was like, what are you? But she spelled it out in like letters, and I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. And then about the time that it come through, we got to the part in the movie where he's standing. Yeah. It got to the point in the movie where he's showing Bella how he glitters in the sun. And he's like, this is the skin of a killer, Bella. And then I just bust out laughing. And then Chloe's like, what's so funny? So then I had to tell her about the conversation. Yep. We were very amused. Yeah, Nikki, that was my reaction too. I was like, what are you talking about? And then Beth was saying that she had read all the, which I knew there were books, and I told Chloe, I'm like, there's books, and she was like, yeah, there's a Bella version and an Edward version, and I want both. I'm really surprised YouTube didn't flag that. Oh. It was really funny because we watched that Friday night, and then last night Chloe was watching some other movie, and then today Emily's been watching Hotel Transylvania. Oh, so sorry. Bad acting. I like the first one. Emily's been wanting to watch the second one. The the first one where they're in the car and they're playing the Worth It song and they're all singing and dancing, and then Drac turns it off. That's my favorite part of the whole movie. Okay, so now that we have our sleeves attached, we're going to come down to our cuff, and we're right sides together, and we're just going to sew this together all the way down. Where the seams meet is the armpit, and then down the side, which is the waist. And saying cuff made me realize that I don't think I ever finished telling you what I was telling you about the, like, it doesn't actually have cuffs. Depending on the look you're going for, I think you could add them, but I'll be hemming mine. And since we've already established that my arms are very long, I added about an inch to the length of the sleeve so that it will not be too short for me. But you could easily take length out if you needed to as well. And then when I cut my circle skirt, I added about 3 inches to the length of the skirt. So from the center hole down, I added about 3 inches. So because if I had cut it at the original length that the pattern gives, it would be a mini on me, and barely cover my buttocks. And that is not the look I'm going for. But there are 3 length options as well. You can do a peplum, which is like a shirt. You can do the mini, and then you can do the knee length. And I have made this pattern before, and I know that adding that length will put the dress at my knee. Otherwise, it would be about mid-thigh. We don't need that. That's funny, Muriel. Rhea, I just saw your comment. Yeah, that's so she said that the other night, and I'm like, what are you talking about? When Hotel Transylvania first, like the first one came out, Lily was still, I don't know, somebody tell me when it came out, what year that was. Lily was still trick-or-treating though, and she dressed up as Mavis for Halloween, and I ordered her some like red Converse sneakers that like the boot kind. They were super cute, and she had like,
I want to be Mavis for Halloween.
Do you? 2012. Okay, so that was really 2012. Okay, that Chloe was 1, so that makes Lily would have been 7 or 8. What? Oh, cute. Emily drew me a super adorable picture of cheese the other day. And if I wasn't recording with my phone, I would show you. You gonna show them your artwork?
It's not full.
Do what, baby?
It's not.
Okay. You gotta hold it. There you go. Good job.
There we go. It goes all the way down, Mommy.
Huh?
It goes all the way down. See?
Oh, okay.
It looks like an actual picture. Like somebody drew that thing.
Oh, yeah?
I said it right.
Nikki said, good job. Okay, Beth. Here's our serging seam finishing. And like I said, you could easily use a regular needle for this, as long as it had a larger eye. You wouldn't want to use like a regular standard needle because it would be hard to thread. All right, so I have my tail that I left long when I finished serging. And then I have my stitches here. I'm going to take my little hook. I'm going to try to move my finger, and I'm going to slide it underneath those stitches. And then I'm going to take and loop the end of my thread in that opening on my little needle, and then slide it back through under my stitches, which sometimes is easier said than done. And then when you get to the other side and you pull it all the way out, you can make a mess of your stitches like I'm doing here. Come on. Get out of there. I always get the little hook caught in my stitches. It was a lot easier on my sweatshirts when I was doing this too. I guess because the thicker material, there's more space. There we go. But once you do that, then you can just pull it through. And normally it will make it very smooth and clean, but I got it all wadded up in here, so I'm just going to pull it. There we go. I probably had it a little bit too long, but once you get it pulled into your stitches, you can pull it a little bit and clip it and then straighten it back out. But I got a mess here now. I don't know, that didn't work out so well. There we go. Whew. Okay, well, as long as you got it, that's all that matters. Okay. All right, so now this is what we're working with. We've got a bodice front and back with sleeves, and I probably should have read the directions because I want to say there is a funky way to attach the neckband, and I may have just messed that up. Yep, I did. It'll be okay. I'm gonna fix it. I was only supposed to stitch one shoulder, then do my binding, and then do the other one, but it will be totally okay. Oh wait, I guess it gives two options. Oh, that's if you're using fold over elastic. Okay. Let's see. It's been a hot minute since I did this. Thanks, Muriel. Okay. I think I got it. I think it's fun. So I'm gonna lay that over there. Actually, no, I'm not, because we're gonna need it. But we're gonna attach our skirt, and then we'll do the rest. Well, maybe I will go ahead and do it because it'll be a lot easier if I don't have all of that weighing it down. All right. Let's see. I may just... I may improvise since I didn't do it the way the pattern says. Okay. So I went ahead and sewed my raw ends, or my short raw ends together. And then now we're going to fold it wrong sides together lengthwise to make our binding. And then I'm going to attach it and then fold it over. And when I fold it over, we will edge stitch it with the cover stitch. The other method is made so that you can, because it's like a bind, it's almost like a binding. Well, it is a binding. It's just stretchy. But it basically has you start your seam in the shoulder on one side so that you capture those raw edges, and then when you sew the shoulder shut, you catch your raw edges. But since I already sewed my shoulders, we're just going to do it this way. So I'm going to find the, and I know it'll work because I did it on a dress for Emily. I don't even remember what pattern that was now. Find the center of our back and our front. And then once we have those, we can find our shoulder centers. And I got a little scrappy corner that I got to clip off right here, where I didn't get that exactly right. There we go. Nobody will ever know. How will they know? Okay. So let's find the other shoulder. Okay, so if I say the seam is my center back, I'm just going to hold that clip and then I'll move this one to the front center at the bottom. And then put those two together. And then this one becomes my quarter mark, and then flip it over. And now I have another quarter mark right there. The secret is safe. Thanks, Muriel. All right, so right sides together. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I lied. I did lie. Okay. Wrong sides together. So wrong side to the neckband, because then we're going to flip it over and we'll stitch it down. Okay. And I always put my center seam in the back center. Hey, it's bath time, Sweet Pea. Yep. Well, you can work on it tomorrow, but right now it's bath time because it's a school night. Anne's mommy has to work tomorrow. You know it? Well, no, I'm still alive. I'll be in after I finish my dress, which you should be all ready for me to come tuck you in.
Can I use the tub?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to set my ruler and rubber bands on Chloe's desk.
Okay.
I'm going to get a few done, but I'm not complaining because I got a bunch of them.
Okay.
I need to grab my... Yeah.
Yeah, Rhea. 'Tis the life, I know. Okay. Now I can't remember which one of these was the same. Okay, it's the pink one. Doggone it. Okay. All right. So you, for this, you do have to make this. You have to stretch this quite a bit too.
Real quick, can I change your calendar?
Yes.
Is it January?
It's February.
February the 22?
No, 2.
2. February the 2nd. We don't call it February the 2. We call it February.
Uh-oh.
Tomorrow will be February the 3rd. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, ma'am. Tomorrow will be February the 3rd. Are you going to get your bath?
Yep.
Okay. Marlena. Come here. Where are you? She's probably mad at me. I kept making her get down earlier. I was trying to do something and she was in my lap. Marlena. Where are you? Okay, we're getting somewhere. I know it seems like it's taken me a very long time to do this, so sorry about that. I keep getting twisted up in my fabric. Maybe she didn't come in. Maybe she went out. Because usually she would have come running over here. Hey, Melissa. Joining the party? Struggling with this one little spot right here. It's not wanting to stretch for me for nothing. Did I maybe get it that time? Maybe. Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. All good. I was supposed to go live this afternoon and I had to change it. But I'm here now and y'all are here with me. So, okay, finally. It's a little wobbly. But yes, I have it clipped on and I'm going to serge it on and then then we will fold it over and use the cover stitch on it. And while I'm there, I'll go ahead and hem my sleeves and then we'll attach the skirt and we'll be done. Oh, Nikki, good luck. Evidently, I think Brittany is printer tech support because every time I have a printer issue, I message her and then I'm like, do normal people have this many printer issues or is it just me? And I'm like, maybe it's just because I use my printer so much. And the amount of issues that I have is higher because of the amount of printing that I do. It's a good theory, so we're going to go with it. I had issues with my printer the other day and I was debating on buying a new one because of it. Because I'm like, I just bought ink for this. Why is it out of ink already? All right, last little section. All those clips, and then it took me 15 seconds to go all the way around. We'll see if I can do this whole serger needle threading thing this time without getting hung up in my stitches. When it works great, but then if you ever get hung, you're toast. At least has been my experience with it. Okay. Done. I just have all kind of serger tails in the floor. Okay, so now I'm going to take and fold that over, and then we'll use the cover stitch to stitch it down. And it will look like, hey, Amber. Fantasticness. As I say that and can't get it to flip. Okay. Oh, come on. Get up under there. Yeah. I had an Epson and I didn't have any issues with it. It just got to where it wasn't working. Like it was old. And then, so I got the HP thinking that it was where it's at. But I really haven't had any issues with it other than it just goes through ink so fast. But then I have a sublimation printer and it's an Epson, but my computer hates it for some reason. Brittany tells me that all the time it's because I'm a Mac user. Then I also discovered that a lot of like the HP printers aren't edge-to-edge printers. And so when I print patterns, a lot of times they don't print all the way like they're supposed to because my printer won't print to the edge. I can usually compensate for it and just like draw a line. Or once I found out, like when I printed the Rowena, I just printed it on legal paper. See, and that's the other thing, Melissa, if you don't have Adobe Pro, you can't print in poster mode anymore. When I printed the Lynn Sport Mini for Emily's backpack that I made, I downloaded or I signed up for a free trial of Adobe Pro just so I could print the pattern, and then I canceled it. Where is my, there it is. Oh, wonder if Melissa, is that on a Mac? Oh boy. Yeah, we can't have that, Nikki. You're on a PC. I'll have to look it up and see if they have it. All right. So there is that. Now we can, I have static when it comes to these threads. Ugh. I have my sleeves, which will be fairly quick. I guess I could have moved y'all closer. Ooh, Muriel, good suggestion. I'm usually pretty decent with stuff tech-wise. And then usually when I have to go to get tech support, especially at work, I've already done all of their usual tactics. I'm like, now fix it. Yeah, Amber, I think Brittany did that with hers because one of her, she knew that I had said it before about like Shannon's patterns, because I ended up printing on legal paper to solve it for that. And then like a couple of her testers said something, so I think she ended up going back and changing the margins so that no one would have any issues for that very reason, because so many people, I mean, HP I feel like is a common printer, because I mean it wasn't, I bought it, it wasn't that expensive in terms of printers. And the only thing I don't like about it is that I go through so much ink. But I guess I could sign up for the HP Instant Ink, but they would be sending me ink every week. So I don't know. And then I'm like, I don't feel like I'm printing that much because I only use it for printing my patterns typically. And here, like this one, I didn't even print the pattern. I already had it printed. So, I don't know. Really? Maybe I'll have to look into it because it's wearing me out. Because the last time I was out of ink, I went to print something. Beth had asked me a question and my printer was out of ink. And so I ordered it on Amazon and it came in a couple of days but I wasn't going to get to it before it came. But then this time, I went to print, I don't know, maybe for my strike the other night, and I was completely out of ink. Like it wouldn't even print anything on the paper. It was running through the printer, but nothing was coming out. So I ended up going to Walmart and just buying a replacement. And I got the off-brand one. Like I didn't even get the HP one. I got the recycled one. And it was still like I think $25 for that. Now it was the XL, and the last one I got was projector. Hey Brenda, you know what's so funny is Cat Dad has a projector. And I have plenty of space for him to put it in the ceiling over my cutting table. I really should join one of those like projectors for sewing groups. I'm trying not to sneeze into the microphone. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I get that, Nikki. I know Shannon was explaining her process the other day on her live for something, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so. I think it was when she does like the 3D printed templates, it was like crazy process. Okay. The starting one is always the hardest, especially when you're doing like I'm doing with black on black. Because I have my little trick that I do when I'm like at the finish, where I release the tension on my 2 needle threads and I pull them out. And then I lift my foot up and I slide this purple thing under there and I pull them under the foot. Except for I lost one. So I have both, so they stay in my needle, and I clip it. And then I hold the tension for the bottom thread and I just pull back and it automatically pulls them to the back. And then you can just tie them off. I wish you could do that when you're starting, but it doesn't work that way. If it does, somebody teach me. But it definitely is life-changing on the ending. Need to buy you a cover stitch, huh, Melissa? Okay, let's attach our skirt. Last step. Because we are now done with that, and I will show you what my little folded over neckband Looks like, yes, Nikki, it is Sunday. Why? All right. So I'm going to take my skirt and I'm just going to line it up, and I'm going to clip one side over here. So it's basically folded in half. And then clip one side over here. Then I'm going to open it the other way after I throw all my clips on the floor. And I'll put those two clips together. And we'll clip on this side and clip on this side. And now we have our skirt sectioned into 4 quarters. And I'm gonna grab my clips from the floor. I popped a glitter clip earlier, it wasn't fun. Okay. And then on our bodice, we're gonna find the center point of the front. And then center point for the back. And then we have our side seams. And we're going to take our skirt and flip it so that it's wrong side out. There we go. And then we're going to take our bodice and flip it so it's right side out. You could do it either way, but it's going to be, the bodice is smaller than the skirt, so it's going to be easier to put it inside the skirt than it would be to put the skirt inside the bodice. Oh, Nikki, you get a break from people tomorrow. You can hear what's going on, Nicole. Okay, and there's no front or back to our skirt in terms of like we have to make sure we use one side or the other as the front or the back. It doesn't matter because it's a circle. So I'm going to put my bodice inside my skirt, and then I'm going to just pick a clip on the skirt and match that up with one of the clips on the center of my bodice. And then we're just going to come around to the next clip on the skirt, and we're going to put that on our side seam. Just like that. And then everything in between there should line up nicely, and we can just clip it together. Now, the exceptions to this are you didn't accurately cut your pattern, or you didn't take the proper seam allowance on your sides of your bodice. So if your skirt is bigger than your opening on your bodice, that means your bodice is too small, so your seam allowance was too big, or you cut your opening too big on your skirt. If your bodice is too big for the skirt, then that means you need to take a larger seam allowance or cut your circle on your skirt bigger. If that makes any sense whatsoever. I don't know if I did a good job explaining that. Y'all have to tell me. Well, thanks, Nicole. I try. Sometimes I get squirrel moments and then I forget what I'm telling you. And then I'm like, did I tell that or did I halfway tell it? I feel like using the quarter marks makes it easier to line this up because you're working with a small section at a time and you know that that section should match up. And so far, mine is matching up. So I must have did a good job on something. And then for our clear elastic that we're going to add, you could add it all in one go, but for me personally, I like to serge my opening and then cut my blade off and then go back and add my elastic back on. Had a clip in my shoe. And not, I'm still going to serge, but my blade is off, so it's not, or my knife is off, so it's not going to cut anything because I don't want to cut my elastic. That makes sense. So I'm just going to pick a spot and I'm going to, I think, side seam. And then we're just going to serge all the way around and then we'll add our elastic. So I'm going to go around twice, but it'll be quick. It's not like... and I have made this dress before, and I can tell you that more than likely, depending on if you're using a very structured fabric, you may not need the elastic, but I know from experience that with this fabric, I'm going to need the elastic. And the final look, the difference in the final look it gives, it would be similar to having a bound bag that doesn't have the binding on it yet and you've already turned it, and how it doesn't have quite as much structure or shape as it does once you bind it. I think that's a good reference. Amber, did you hem the shirts for your nieces yet? Still sitting in the pile. I'm very proud of myself. It didn't feel like it at the time, but I did actually accomplish something this weekend besides going live. Besides washing my hair and getting my nails done. I'm looking for my little hooky for my my tail finishing, because I lay it down and then I lose it. And I'm like, did I knock it in the floor? Oh, it's right here under the cord. Without using a cover stitch. Hey, look into lettuce hems. Fantastic option. But then also, I don't know how you normally hem, but like, I pulled this out. This is a project that I cut out like a long time ago. And it was for Lily, if that tells you anything, and it now fits Emily. But it was back when I was still using my domestic, and I used to top stitch, and you can see the zigzag. Just hem it that way. I got so good at hemming or top stitching with my zigzag on my domestic that I even could catch the edge just like on a cover stitch. So, and on this, it actually gives it some, I don't know what the word is. Character. Okay, I found it, and then I still didn't finish my tail. Okay. I've been looking on my marketplace to see if I come across any cover stitches. And with me traveling and commuting for work, I have like a 50-mile radius I can shop in. Of course, I guess if I brought it to you at the summit, you wouldn't have a way to get it home, because I guess you're probably flying. Okay, so we have our skirt attached. So I am going to take off a piece of my elastic here. And you want to work your elastic anytime you're working with clothing, which just basically means that you stretch it. Before you go to use it. And all I'm going to do is clip off this folded creased edge right here. And I'm going to lay it on top of my serged edge. And I'm going to clip it back here just a little bit so that I can get enough of it under my foot to start with. And then I'm going to cut my knife off. And I'm just going to add it as I go around. And then when I get back to the beginning and I see how much I need, I'll clip it off and then finish it off. Okay. Get up there. And you get it just right, you can get it going. It'll just kind of line up with the edge of your fabric on its own. And then all right, come on, open on up. There we go. Seems like sewing in a circle, the circle just grows. All right, so now that I'm back at the beginning, I'm just going to clip that off and we'll finish this. And then I'm just going to overlap my stitches just a little bit and then run it out like I did when I finished. And then I'll thread this tail in as well and I'll flip it out and we're done. Yeah, Amber, I have to remind myself to slow down and take my time. And for me, like sewing is my therapy and my passion and all the things that bring me joy, you know, and I get, when I try to go too fast, I make mistakes. And then when I make mistakes, I get frustrated. And I have to remind myself the whole reason I'm out here is not because I'm in a hurry, but because I'm doing something that I enjoy doing. All right. Here it is. All right, there's our dress. I don't know how well it will look if I put it over my shirt. And you can tell, like, this is the seam right here where I added the elastic, and you can tell that it has more recovery when I like stretch it. Let's see. Let me lay this over here so I don't brush up against it. There we go. Let's see. Ooh. Going up and going back. Okay. So yeah. I don't know. Let me go back just a little bit more. It doesn't obviously look as good as it would if I was trying to get to a point where, oh, let me lower it down just a little bit where you can see how long it is. So for me, it's hitting right at my knee. And I added 3 inches to the length. So if I had not done that, it would have been like right there, which is basically mid-thigh. And I added about a half an inch to the sleeve length. So I think it's a good length. And then what I was saying about the clear elastic, the weight of the skirt would pull this down, which would make this right here, which should be at my waist, like come down here on my hips, and it makes this like stretch more than it should. So, yeah. Ugh. There we go. I'll change and uh I got a thread tail right there. I'll change and put it on and take some pictures and post it. So but yeah, that's our dress. Now I gotta pull y'all back over here where I can see what everybody's saying. It is a flattering shape. So this is the dress that I was telling Brittany would be very similar style to the dresses that Lauren sells. Um, and I have one. But it's a tank, and you can make this as a tank, or you can do 3/4 sleeves, or you can do short sleeves. So I just did long sleeves because I know for me that in 2 weeks it's probably still going to be comfortable for me to wear long sleeves. Who am I kidding? It'll be comfortable for me to wear long sleeves in the summer. Well, thanks, Nikki. Well, I mean, we've been live for almost 2 hours, so I don't know how fast that is. And I just realized I still have this like laying there. And of course, I already had it all cut out and pretty much had everything set up. I even dug out my elastic, so I had it ready when I went live and I went digging for it. So anyway, so I don't know what we're making next week yet, but I'll try to come up with something good. I have some new fabric that I just got that I've never had before, and I think it would make a great pair of joggers. So I may try to a purse bag or tote. Yeah. I have a couple of tutorials that I need to finish editing so I can post them as well. Well, I know that's not the same as a live. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see everybody next Sunday. If I don't see you before then, have a great week. Bye all.